have been procrastinating on making this video for about 2 weeks now, but when I finally got started, it took me about 3 days, or more accurately, a few hours of work time. And I think many people have experienced similar things when starting doing something is literally harder than doing the thing itself. That's the topic of this video, why getting started is often way harder than it needs to be. Why getting started is probably the hardest part. I like to think that tasks adhere to Newton's first law of motion, which is that an object at rest will stay at rest and an object in motion will stay in motion unless external force is applied. I will tell you how tasks adhere to this law. Think of fire at rest, no motion at all. I think we all intuitively understand that to get into motion, we need to apply some force or use some of our energy. But I think what we do not so intuitively understand is that when we are already in motion, we do not need extra force to keep being in motion unless there is some external force acting against. And therefore we misjudge the difficulty of the task, thinking that it will require constant force throughout us doing it. How to make starting feel less daunting. The key is to lower the resistance to starting by making the first action as small and easy as possible. Instead of focusing on the entire task, shift your focus to something that takes almost no effort. A great way to do this is by using the 2 minutes rule. If a task feels too big, break it down into its 2-minute version of itself. So for example, if your task is to read an entire book, then you want to break it to the 2 minutes version of it, which is probably to read a page or two. Or if you have to write an essay, the 2 minutes version of itself could be opening up MS Word or writing the first sentence. One last thing to remember is that although the momentum will carry you forward for a bit, you cannot expect it to last forever. Some force will stop you, let it be external responsibilities or your internal boredom or fatigue. And now when those force eventually do stop you, what you want to do is that you want to make it so that it's easier to start the same task next time you come back. Now, for example, I've been wanting to read a book, and to make it easier to get started with reading this book, I tell myself that I will read at least 5 pages, but I often end up reading way more. But eventually, boredom kicks in, or I have external responsibilities to do, so I want to make reading this book easier next time I come back. So what I do is keep my book next to my monitor, so whenever I look away from it, I see the book and I can just easily grab it instead of having to go to the shelf and start reading again. So that was it for this video. I hope you can finally go and start that one task I've been putting off for so long, and hopefully I can see you in the next video.